I cried in front of my son for the first time last year. Not a single tear wiped away quickly. An actual, unguarded, shoulders-shaking cry. In front of the one person I'd spent his entire life making sure never saw me anything less than steady. He didn't flinch. He didn't look away embarrassed. He walked over and sat beside me. And later, he thanked me for it. This is a letter about the version of strength nobody teaches fathers. The one that shows up, not the one that hides. For years, my house had a rule nobody ever said out loud. Dad doesn't fall apart. Bad news at work stayed at work. Grief stayed behind a closed bedroom door. Whatever I was carrying, I carried it somewhere my children couldn't see the weight of it. I told myself that was protection. I was giving them a stable home, a father who never wavered, a foundation they could stand on without wondering if it would hold. What I was actually giving them was a lesson, whether I meant to teach it or not. Pain is something men hide, not something men share. Being the unshakable one is exhausting in a way nobody prepares you for. It's not just carrying your own weight, it's carrying it silently. So silently that the people closest to you never even know there's weight to help with. I missed something important in all that performing. Children don't actually need a father who never struggles. They need a father who shows them what struggling with dignity looks like. Because one day they're going to struggle too, and they'll only know how to do it the way they watched you do it. I was teaching my son to hide. I just didn't realize that's what the silence was doing. The day I finally broke down in front of him wasn't a decision. It was exhaustion, winning a fight I'd been having with myself for years. It had been a brutal season. Loss, stress, more than I could carry the way I'd always carried things, alone and unseen. I was sitting at the kitchen table when it just happened. The performance failed. The real thing came through instead. I remember the specific fear in that moment, not of crying, but of what it would do to him to see it. I'd spent so long protecting him from this exact image. He didn't panic. He didn't ask me to stop or pretend it wasn't happening the way I might have guessed a kid would. He pulled a chair over. He sat next to me. He didn't say anything profound, just, "I'm here, Dad," and stayed until it passed. In that ordinary, unremarkable gesture, he taught me something I'd had backward for years. He wasn't frightened by my weight. He was honored to help carry it. I had spent his whole childhood protecting him from a moment he was actually ready for. A few days later, almost offhand, he thanked me. Not for the years of steadiness, for the one moment I broke. He said something like, "I always thought you didn't have hard days. It helps knowing you do." That sentence rearranged something in me. All those years of performing strength hadn't made him feel safe. It had made him feel alone in his own hard moments, because he assumed a man handling things well never actually struggled. The crack in the foundation wasn't the danger. The illusion of no cracks at all was. If this is landing, hit subscribe, because what I want to say next about strength might be the most important reframe in this whole letter. I used to think strength was the absence of visible struggle. I know now it's the presence of struggle handled with honesty instead of hidden with performance. A father who never lets his children see him struggle isn't protecting them. He's quietly teaching them that struggle is shameful, something to be managed in private and never spoken of. A lesson that will follow them into every hard season of their own adult lives. A father who lets them see him struggle and lets them see him keep going anyway teaches something far more useful, that hard things can be survived in the open collapsing the whole structure around them.
I know where the silence came from. My own father never let anyone see a crack in him either. I grew up believing that was simply what fathers did. Carried everything alone, invisibly, so the household could stay calm. I inherited that model without questioning it. I nearly passed it down the same way, unexamined, the same silent instruction dressed up as strength. It took my own exhaustion finally breaking through to interrupt a pattern that had been running quietly for 2 generations before I even noticed it was there.
This isn't about performing emotion in front of your kids, turning every hard day into a display. That's its own kind of dishonesty, swinging from one extreme to the other. It's about letting the real moments be real when they happen, not hiding the grief, not manufacturing composure you don't actually have. Letting your children see that a man can be both steady and struggling, both the foundation and someone occasionally leaning on someone else for a minute. That's a more complete picture of manhood than the one I was raised on. And it's the one I want my son actually inheriting.
Since that day, something shifted between us. He tells me about his own hard days now. A fight with a friend, a fear he's carrying, a mistake he's ashamed of. Instead of performing fine the way I taught him to for years without meaning to, he's learning, at an age I never got the chance to, that struggle isn't something men manage alone in silence. It's something men can actually say out loud to someone who loves them. That shift is worth more than every year I spent performing an unshakable foundation that was actually just a well-hidden crack.
So, let them see you. Not constantly. Not as a burden shifted onto small shoulders that shouldn't carry it. But when it's real, when the weight actually breaks through, let it break through in front of them instead of behind a closed door. You are not teaching them that dad is weak. You are teaching them that struggle can be survived honestly, in the open, without shame. My son thanked me for the day I fell apart in front of him. That's not the story I expected to be telling. It's the one I'm grateful actually happened. Elias.